Well, hello there you, and welcome back to another little episode of the Warframes, and I'm very glad to have you here today. We're taking a very quick look at the Void Flood mission type on the Zariman, in case you're not sure how to do it. We're gonna ask the whys, the wheres, the hows, the wherefores, and if you don't want to hang out with me, that's fine. I've chaptered up this video for you, and if it helps you in any way, shape or form, please consider dropping a like, a sub, and or a comment. In the meantime, let's get into it. And before you get to the Zariman missions, you must have completed, among other things, the War Within quest and the Angels of Zariman quest. And once you've unlocked the Zariman, you'll find it to the left of your navigation above the Void. There it is. The Chrysalith is just like a city hub that you can head to, and you can start these missions from there or start bounties from there, but you can also trigger these missions from your navigation. And as you can see, there's an Omnia Fissure on the Void Flood. And just a quick word on amps. I shall show you the arcanes I'm using in my operator and amp there, and I'm using the Clamora Prism amp, but you could use the Lega Prism amp. Both got from Little Duck at rank 3 and 4 over on Fortuna. They just make life a bit easier because of their long wide beams for taking down the Thrax Centurions in these Zariman missions. And the Zariman missions do drop quite a lot of endo, but also on the 4th rotation, so the C rotation, the 4th round, they will start dropping things like lenses and weapon parts, but you'll also get credit caches, maybe relics, all sorts of good stuff, and that's just the normal mission. We're not even looked at the bounty yet. So before we have a look at the bounties and the mission itself, in the mission we have to parkour around quite a lot to collect these little Vitoplast bubbles. We're trying to seal ruptures. There are 3 ruptures per round, and we get given a drone that we've got to fill up with this Vitoplast. And this Vitoplast can be found from dropped enemies. There's like a big ball of it, but it's also very high in the sky. So it is suggested on the wiki that you could use, Warframes that can fly around a bit. Titania is the obvious choice, but you could also use maybe Zephyr with her abilities, because she can stay in the air quite a lot. And also I think now Jade is on the map for floating around in the air, and you could just add mods that give you a lot more airtime essentially, or you can slingshot your way around as your operator stroke drifter. That is also an option. Or you could just badassery parkour around as your Warframe, man. And let's just head on over to the Zariman, and you can go straight to the navigation and enter the Everview Arc Void Flood from here. There happens to be an Omnia Fissure on this one as we record. Or you can head to Quinn and trigger a bounty. Obviously they cycle around, so the Void Flood won't always be the first bounty. It might be the highest one, it might be the 3rd one along, it doesn't matter. But there are different rewards to be got from the bounties, but there are always prerequisites. I don't know if you saw that, but on that one you had to collect a 75 Vitoplast to complete the mission. And we're just here with our comedian Yonta because in the Void Flood mission there is a teenage version of her called the Skittergirl, and if you wander into a tile set that doesn't have a void rupture or a rupture that you need to seal in there, you'll start hearing her laughing and being really raucous, and basically she's stealing Vitoplast among other things. So you've got to kind of hunt her down. She highlights as a red enemy on your radar, your enemy radar, and you've just got to go and take her down, and she'll drop a ton of Vitoplast. So that's something to keep an eye on. So let's head into the mission, and when we first get in there you'll see a little drone next to us that stays with us for the entire mission. When you pop out into your operator or drifter it kind of disappears, but you're still collecting the Vitoplast. And it should be mentioned that vacuum and fetch mods do not collect Vitoplast. They can't be picked up in Limbo's Rift, and Wukong's Cloudwalker also no, you can't pick it up, I'm afraid. No, that's a no-go. So we start off with an A point, essentially. There'll be an A, B and C, and this gauge on the left has to be monitored. At 40, 70 and 100%, the Void will provide an enemy or a debuff. I didn't really pay much attention to that, I'll be honest. Sealing ruptures and defeating Thrax enemies reduces that gauge by 35%. If this gauge fills completely, you have a certain amount of time to extract. If extraction isn't available at that point, i.e. you haven't reached your end of your first round, then you're kind of screwed and you'll fail the mission. Okay, and it's the same with the bounties. If you fail the prerequisite, if it's keep the gauge below X amount of percent, then it goes above, you'll fail the mission. Okay, so as you can see, I have already collected some Vitoplast in my little drone, and what you have to do is once you've filled it up, and you can see it filling up very, very slowly there, is go back to the A point or the B point or the C point and fill them up. And they have like this little reticle around them, this little yellow gauge around them individually, and as it fills up, that means you're almost complete. So we don't have a huge amount left for the A point. And as you can see, I am parkouring around like a slightly crazy ninja to try to get my Vitoplast. And those giant balls, those big blue ones, if you slingshot through them, which you can do if you time it just right with your operator straight drifter, you'll get a ton of Vitoplast in one go. And also killing enemies will give you the Vitoplast. And like I said, if you can find the Skittergirl in a different tile set, she'll drop a ton of it too. And once you have finished 3 ruptures, A, B and C, that's basically round 1. But before you've completed it, Thrax Centurions or Thrax Legates will spawn in. And I don't know if you know this, but you have to shoot them with your normal Warframe weapons or abilities. And then when they go into that sort of red mist, that's when you take them down with your operator amp. And this is where those amps come in very useful. And as you can see, they went down really quickly. Now we've done the first round. We're done. And we can extract if we want. However, to get to that C rotation, we have to do this 4 times. So A, B and C 4 times. And then that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? I just wanted to show you though, I did this solo with Citrine. I did do a bounty and I did an Omnia Fisher, but I actually went solo with, that's right, Loki. This is actually a Loki Prime, and I have a high duration and low everything else, essentially. I think I put Vauban's helmet ability on here as little like balls, these little electrical balls. There they are. Anyway, yeah, so being invisible, that crazy idea, made this mission solo so much easier. I did also take Loki into a squad, and I've got like a speed boost on him, and he was so good. He was so good. Oh, there's the big ball there. See if we can slingshot into it. There you go. Oh, like a pro. So yeah, I went invisible and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Now, I want to talk about the debuffs briefly at the end, but here you go. This is it. You just run around, collect the Vitoplast, come back to the point, fill it up, and then after 3, you have to take down some Thrax enemies. And you do this 4 times if you want to get the rewards for the weapons and the lenses. And what's not to like? And obviously, just like I said before, there will be some prerequisites with the bounties. And obviously this gets harder the higher level you go or the longer you stay in. And here are some of the debuffs. We've got shield drains, health drains, chaotic Vitoplast, like speeded up Vitoplast. We've got Vitoplast that causes damage. We've got Kuva Guardians that might come in, Manics, and it just gets a bit crazy, but it's all fun because you just don't know what's going to happen when you get those debuffs. So there you go, a brief-ish look at the Void Flood mission, and it's actually quite fun parkouring around or jumping around and trying to get that Vitoplast, and much easier in a squad. So my darlings, I hope you found this useful in some way, shape or form. If not, I apologise. Why are you here still? You crazy fool. But in the meantime, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do hope to see you again in the next one. But in the meantime, you take care now, and goodbye.